So do you know how obviously we asked for some pictures of the pet lunches?
Yes.
And how like that type emo, this lassie puts me like
To shame.
aye. I think
Oh,
I'm
no.
further down the list. So here's some of our stuff. I'm actually going to share it with you, so just need to make sure I'm scanning the right way. Let me go back.
God, she must be on the ball. She's putting you to shame, Sean.
So look, this is scrambled egg, tomatoes and spinach. Right.
I have no comment. What is that in the background?
Oh, is that in the background? That's a wallpaper.
I didn't know what's the love heart thing?
The Love Hearts bread.
bread.
So that's the Love Hearts.
Love heart
right?
bread and
Love
star
heart bread.
cheese.
Right? Star cheese for me. Oh my God, there's unicorn toast. Unicorn toast.
How? How do we get unicorn toast?
Wait a minute. Look at the shape of the plates.
Right, that's something she's got her shit together.
Oh, look at this one.
Is that a nibble?
Oh, I can't wait to see it. Hurry up a minute. And look, I love this one. This one's my favourite.
That is cute.
That is cute.
But how
I don't know.
How
you
would we
need
get-
to tell me how.
how are we getting to that
Do you want
point?
me to voice note her and say her and she could voice note me back?
Aye, like how do you get your unicorn
I'm
toast?
going to actually do that then. I think that would be quite funny.
Like, hi, you're on the podcast.
No, wait a minute. Yeah. Hi, babes. I'm actually shooting the podcast right now. And we're showing off your Lunchables. So will you do me a favour? Will you send me a wee voice note back so that I can play it? Because Michelle's very intrigued in how you've cut all your shapes. And she'll get back to us.
That is quite funny. Like, I mean, see, to be honest with you, Poppy went in this morning to get
Cheese
toast.
stars.
No. Poppy went in the cupboard this morning. Bear in mind, we're staying at my mum's right enough, but and she's like, I'm going to make myself some toast, and I was like, that's fine, Mum. The bread's mouldy.
Oh, God. I
I'm
hate
like,
when
well,
someone finishes the butter.
chocolate
and
rabbit
doesn't
is.
tell you. I come back from Vegas there and I went in to have a wee toast and butter and there was no butter.
Criminal.
I hate that. I
Jail.
hate when someone does that.
Aye.
You're like, who? And it's so annoying.
Or
because
it's
you're
when
like,
they make the
adults.
toast and the breadcrumbs are in the butter.
Oh,
like,
I
what
hate
the
that.
fuck?
So my toaster sits on a tray
And you clean it.
and it gets
Mhm.
it goes in the cupboard on a tray and out because
Yeah.
I don't want crumbs on my worktop. That's not for me. My type A stuff couldn't be. Couldn't be
I'm
dealing with
surprised you're not like up in your game with all that.
it. I'm
at
going
lunch.
to eat now because honestly, she's making me feel quite bad now.
I'm going to. What did I have for Poppy's lunch today? It was a snack attack.
Mm-hmm.
There was a Dairy Lee Dunker. Quite like them, to be
I
fair.
like it.
They're good.
I like
Pepperami.
I like that.
To
as
be
well.
fair, she had 2 mini cucumbers.
Did she have any dip?
No.
Just raw.
And I think she had a time out and a packet of skips.
I was telling my cousin the
Actually
other
not
day.
that bad.
That's all right.
Ali
Alright,
had my wee foodie Ali. She had on Friday sushi
for school.
for school.
Poppy quite likes sushi right enough.
Yeah.
Like if we go to like
Sushi.
a buffet or whatever, she'll like the wee sushi bit. She'll
Yeah.
look, but not
That
me.
was her pet lunch. She took that in, and she's got one of these stackable pet lunches that's all different wee cubes. So see when you're washing it, I know it's such a pain in the
No.
arse, honestly. See when I'm peeling it off, and I'm like, what is that? I don't even know what she's got in half the
Aye.
compartments. Honestly, I'm like, to her, did you make that sauce on your own? Like, were you up first thing this morning? Like, it's wild. So she is, but that's obviously such. I wonder how that goes with the whole co-parenting.
Or the lunches.
Yeah, like, do you?
Could you imagine Dad's making star
No.
cheese and love heart bread?
I follow a dad on TikTok though, and it's Dad of 4, and he's on his own, and he does balloons. He does.
Yes.
Honestly, he does whole
Oh,
Barbie
really?
TP sets up and all that.
Love
honestly,
that.
his house is spotless. Like
I'm
he
saying
shows you-
love that, but then I'm like,
I know you love to watch it. You don't love to be it.
no, but I'm like, I love that. I was just about to big him up for doing what we
Yeah,
do.
but
I know.
we're saying
I
don't
stopped
do
myself
that.
there because I'm like, you know,
But you know what? I think we're just more like my mum always used to say to me, like, I've created a demon with Chris. Like she used to say all the time, because I love looking after Chris. Like Chris genuinely
You mother
doesn't have
him.
to do anything in my household. I just love doing it. Like I love for Chris to come in for
you're a
work.
real mum.
Yeah, like he's my son. He's the son I never had. I love for him to come in and just relax after work. Do you know that way? Like he lies on the couch. Like there's no. hardly anything for Chris to ever have to do in
I
life.
should stop talking because Paul's going to watch this
Paul!
and be like, I'm like, shut up,
Yep,
shut
I know, like. So Paul, what has Michelle's got to be doing for you? No, I don't know what it is. Like I think the people pleaser side of me. Like,
you want to make them happy.
I
think there's an element of
no
relationships
wife.
where you want.
So I think the more you do for someone, like
See, to be honest with you, it's taken
It's
14
expected.
years to get that on my finger,
I
to be
know.
honest. But me and Paul, I think me and my shifts, don't get me wrong, I feel like I'm half a human half the time.
aye,
Night shifts
it's
kill
a
me, do
really
you know that way?
thing, job you
And
do.
half the time I'm like, don't even look at me. You know,
Aye.
I've spent my whole 12 hours
Yeah.
peopling. I do not want to people anymore.
Yeah.
I think work's a big one. Like, see if Paul's been working all day and he's like, I do enjoy that. He
Yeah.
comes home and I'm like, I've done all this.
Uh-huh.
But I like when he does that back for me as well.
Yeah.
Aye.
If he's been off.
Chris would do that.
That's hilarious. Oh god, it was back when Bella was obviously a baby, and
Oh,
I used
wait
to
a
buy like
Wait a
things and things off Amazon, the food cutters like you would get for like cakes and stuff. I used to just have this big massive tub, and I would just get creative when it came to
Get creative.
breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Don't ask me how I had so much time in my hands.
I know because she works.
But I baby led fed Bella, so everything that I used to like make her and everything that I used to feed her, I used to try and make fun because I was such a bad eater when I was a child.
That
Like,
makes
oh,
sense.
I don't want her to be as bad as what
Picky.
I am. So I thought, how can I make food fun?
Fun. Love that.
So yeah.
That is quite funny though.
That
I
is,
get
yes.
that. Do you know what I mean? I think if you've got, you know, you're trying to get, because a lot of kids are a bit picky and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So
My
you make it
oldest
fun.
slut, she's 20. But then, so let's go back on the topic, right? So see if she's doing that, right? And her wee and just stay obviously like Monday to Friday, mum's cutting shapes.
Unicorn sandwiches.
And then she's going to her dad's. obviously,
I
and
want
it's-
unicorn
And
toast.
he's like, what?
Oh, fuck off.
What?
What's unicorn toast? Have you thought of it?
So it's weird because even like getting a kid into a sport, right? So see if you're that parent that's then got the kids into that sport, then it's a commitment of both parents. Do
Aye.
you know what I mean? It's a commitment of both parents. So then you're having to make sure that this other parent who you can't even bloody stand is able to show up. That's hard as well, isn't it? Both parents showing up to watch like a football game or a dancing a dancing show.
Aye.
That's hard.
Sometimes we've got dance shows and
Oh, yeah.
parents are opposite sides
Sides.
of the dance
Aye.
show, and we're like, oh, there's one.
Yeah,
there's
I
Aye,
another.
know.
They
you
don't
can
even
see
sit
that.
next to
Like
each other.
sometimes,
Yeah.
obviously, my daughter does dancing and that as well, and you can sometimes feel the tension with mums and dads, like you do. And
Fair
it's like,
play for them both showing up.
showing up.
That's
Aye,
it.
you're there.
That's
That's
it.
that's what matters, until you're putting
Yep.
the kids at heart. You know, that's what they love. That's, you know, their passion.
Do you know what I would love to hear? I'd love to hear some positive stories because we've got quite a lot of stories that are
Negative.
negative, obviously, because
Because it is one of the hardest things, co-parenting.
Aye, a majority of the thing is it is hard to co-parent with someone that you no longer like you no longer. I mean, I watch TikToks and there's like the mum and the stepmom doing like dances with each other, and I'm like, that's so healthy, that's so good. But is it realistic? Like,
Aye. The hardest part about co-parenting is probably when the kids are just about to go to the other parent and being okay with it while healing from the other person. It is the hardest. I personally felt so much guilt for my son that he didn't have us both around. It was hard handling him over and knowing I've still to heal from what happened between us.
that's hard.
Sad.
That's sad.
And I think it goes back to that, obviously, when the room's silent
Yeah.
and you have yourself and I.
That is very sad because I bet the kids buzzing. They go to their dads. And listen, fair play, and we shouldn't be saying this, right? But fair play for her to actually go to your dad's, because she could make it difficult. So
Aye, for
fair play on
aye,
being a
well
good,
done for
a good
doing
parent
it.
with that, because it would be so much easier to go, no, you're staying with me, and she's putting the kid first there. So do you know what? Well done for being a great mum
aye,
first
for
overall,
dealing with that,
and healing on your own rather than obviously
dragging the kids through it.
dragging the kids through it and making them kind of help you heal. So well done for that. Just try and keep busy at the weekends. Try and like
Keep yourself busy, get a new
Yeah.
hobby, find yourself.
I worked weekends. I technically used to go and work weekends when I never had the kids, because I just thought keep my mind busy.
Aye.
If that's an option, can
I think that's it. Like I think that's when a lot of even breakups without kids, you try and
Hard.
keep yourself busy, because you know
Yeah.
when your friends going through it or something, and you just need the girls,
Yeah.
you know, that wee movie nights, and
Yeah.
you know, I think it's just coming down to keeping your mind busy,
just need
yourself
to
busy.
either a
Self-love.
hobby or, do you know what I mean? And a lot of folk nowadays are doing things on their own.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Because
Solo holidays and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. I mean, obviously, if you get kids, sometimes that's a bit impossible, but
can I say this, right? And I need everybody to kind of listen to this, right? Because it's the best thing you can ever do. Like, no matter how many times me and Chris used to argue, whatever. See, when me and Chris were apart, see me living on my own, being on my own, not having another partner. That was the best thing I could have done
for yourself.
for myself, because
Yeah.
I learned to love myself. I learned to do stuff on my own myself. Like I remember looking about my house, right? I just decorated it. I was looking about it and going, wow, this is all
I
me.
did this.
This is all me.
Aye.
Yeah, I loved that. And that's how you know, see your next relationship, from your part, it will be so healthy. You
It'll be
won't put up
different.
with any shit. You won't
you won't be afraid to be on your own.
no.
Yeah,
you won't.
because you know that you can do
I say
that.
it to everybody, because I watch people jump from relationship to relationship to relationship, and I'm like, stop doing that.
Give yourself time
Yeah,
for
stop
you.
doing it, because one, you don't. I always say you need a year before you get to know that person fully, right? So stop doing it. Two, you need to come away and learn to like yourself.
That's it. A lot of people are scared to be on their
They
own.
are,
That's what I
Yeah.
think about this generation. I think
and I love my mum for doing that.
aye,
like-
for being, and that's, you know, going back to what we said
She's
in
taught me.
the last session, where our parents and that were almost drilled in that they must be
Yeah.
with people. So it was very rare for our friend, you know,
Yeah.
for us growing up to have.
Yeah,
you
I was
know.
I was always maybe half and half in my group. It was kind of, there was no, the mum and dad wasn't together. Do you know what I mean? But I didn't feel less loved. Like, even
no,
though, like,
you don't.
even
aye.
but I know kids will. Do you know what I mean? But I didn't, and I think at an early age I had to learn, like, right, do you know what? I grew up with, like, when I was younger, as I said, I used to go to my nana's all the time. I had hundreds of cousins. Like, we were all there. We were all, and then it got to a certain age where I started to work for an early age. So obviously I was out doing what I was doing. It kind of made it harder for me to see my dad, because my dad obviously wasn't in a great place with alcohol and whatever else. So for me, in my own peace, I had to make a decision, like, at quite an early age. And it sounds terrible, but the meals round about me haven't always been great. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was easy for me to kind of go,
Have that father figure.
that's what meals are like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because you've got that from a
Yeah.
young age, that, you know, almost disappointment.
Aye, it was
Built up.
100%. 100%. That's exactly what it was. Meals were disappointing. Like,
Aye,
I
you
don't know
were
why I'm not
always
lesbian.
let down by them in a sense.
Or there's, like, I've heard some people describe it as like the first man to break my heart was my dad.
100%.
Aye,
And do
aye,
you know what?
and that is so
I thank my
sad.
dad for doing that.
I want to give you a hug.
I know. I thank my dad for doing it now. Do you know what I mean? Like, because
Because it's made you who you are.
it's made me so strong. Like, see now, like, honestly, like, I went through years of resenting him, because I was just like, as I said, like, I was your only child. Like, how did you not, like...
Aye, like that kind of
Aye.
co-parenting where you...
And I'm
you
so
don't-
stubborn on that, and I wish I wasn't, because I just... See, if
But it's
someone's
hard.
got an addiction and they've got a child, I get so angry with them. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm just like, sort it out. Do you know what I mean? Like, sort it out.
This should be your priority.
That should...
You've
And
got such a reason.
so if your kid's coming back at the weekends after being away with, say, their dad for the weekends, and used to just don't see eye to eye, and she's coming back, wee kid's going, my dad said you're an arsehole.
Oh,
How'd you deal with that?
Fucking chat
See,
your
the
dad's
thing
door.
is, I think I would probably...
exactly. Get in the car.
Fucking arsehole, aye.
I think I would need to turn around and go like that. I am, but so's your dad. Like,
Aye,
do you know
we're
what I mean?
both arseholes.
Yes. I don't know. It's just, it's a very hard dream when you've not been in that position. And
Aye.
so, like, it's easy to say, oh, I would do this, I would do this.
Well,
And
I've
an
seen the
ideal world.
psychologist, and it was actually. Have you heard of Dr. Ramani?
No.
I
who-
think so.
Yeah,
aye.
she's on YouTube, and she's a really expert on like narcissistic abuse. And she did a podcast with that Laura Clary, and she asked that. She says, "What do I do?" Because she goes, "This happens. I send the kids to go see their dad."
Yeah.
He goes, "Mum's an arsehole, mum's this and that."
Yeah.
She said, "Try and just be centered and be like, is that what Daddy said?"
Yeah.
Sometimes Daddy says things that he shouldn't say.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then you just kind of go, "How do you feel about that?"
Uh-huh.
And he's like, "It made me sad that Daddy called you
Aye,
an
it's almost
arsehole."
like kind of reverse
Yeah.
psychology in a sense, you know, kind of twist.
Well, you're
So
not
what
getting
about-
involved in the argument between the dad and going, he's an arsehole too.
Aye, you're not retaliating.
When does it come
Yeah.
to the point, though, but, like, for him doing that with her, right? When does it... He's abusing his kids.
Oh, yes.
So when does it come... When does somebody step in and say, you're not seeing the kids?
They've been to court and all that,
Have
though,
they been
haven't
to
they,
court
about
now?
that? Aye, I'm sure they have, but I don't
Yeah.
know what the outcome was because it
'Cause
all went a
that's
bit radio
horrendous.
silent after
Yeah.
that.
That's very that's
Oh, it's
Well, he
awful.
accused her. One of the latest things was that he accused her of sexually abusing their own
Wow.
kids. People were coming out and going, "Wow, dude, social services will now need to come and investigate that."
Yeah.
Because it's left your mouth now. Like,
And you
That's
don't know if your
horrendous.
kids
And
then
that's-
maybe need an examination. Like, think of these, and it's like you
That's
are literally abusing your
a
children by
prime
abusing them.
example of that child being a weapon. The children
Yeah.
being a weapon in that
Yeah.
scenario.
And it's sad.
It's
That
really
that's the whole
bad.
sad part of it, because I know myself, like, because I've been about loads of women who are literally trying their hardest,
Mm-hmm.
and like you would say this sofa's orange, and they would be like, it's black,
Black.
and you'd be like, well, like,
Aye.
do you know what I mean? And you try and get the kid not to have the same traits like that, because I genuinely wonder if like the men or the women that are using the kid as a weapon regret it later on to come.
They
Do you know what I mean?
must,
'Cause they're-
I
because
think
I
they're too
really-
selfish.
yeah,
Do you
well,
think
that's
so?
what I'm thinking, Shaz. I'm thinking, are they just that self-indulged with themselves, right?
and
Because
caught in their own.
do you know what happens? They meet another partner, and then they stop that behaviour because they're not interested in that other person now.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? So the kid must be like, who's do you know what I mean?
Confused.
I'm so confused.
But then, I think situations with that I would like to think would happen would be, not I would like, because that's really probably the wrong choice of words. You don't want kids turning against
Yeah.
anybody, but if you're acting like that,
Yeah.
you deserve to be seen like that.
Yeah.
And, when your child grows
the
up.
child will grow up and learn from themselves. We were just lucky that Mathery just love and adore Chris. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they do. They love and adore him. In the need in life, he's there for them. And I'd like to think now, if we parted ways, it would continue to be like that. Do you know what I mean? They're adults now, 2019 next year. And Ali, as we said, he could obviously not speak to her for a week, and she'll still do wee TikToks about him. She loves him.
I would have been on and on and about.
They bother Ali. Honestly, even
Who are we?
last
We're
night,
just mum.
the two of them were carrying on, right? And I was like, because I've not been sleeping great, so I was honestly trying to get to sleep, and all I could hear is the two of them flooding the bed next to me, howling, right? And it's 10:25, so Ali's bedtime's 10:30, so I'm like, to Chris, that's right, you hype her up. You hype her up.
Aye,
for-
when
for
I'm
her
trying to
bed.
get her to
Well, I'm
bed.
trying to sleep, but she's got to be sleeping for 10:30. You hype her up, and the two of them are running next to me,
Aye.
howling. And I'm last night I could have strangled the two of them and put the two of them into that bunk bed. Do you know that way? I was like, but how does a child come in and go, oh, I stayed up to midnight last night and then went to school, blah blah blah. How have I to go to my bed at 10 o'clock?
Aye, but my dad said,
My dad said that. My dad said it's fine for me
I want
to
to
do
stay at
that.
my dad's because he let me stay up at night.
Aye.
And you almost become that
You're the bad
bad
parent.
cop.
You're the bad parent because you're the more structured parent. If you
Aye.
like, you're the more
Everything's,
yeah.
routine and, well,
As they get older, though, they do realise. They do.
100%.
I mean, you were talking about that the other day. Like,
Yeah.
you want that parent. You crave that parent as a child. You don't realise until you're a parent, until you're an adult, sorry, and then you go,
Yep.
oh, yeah, I needed that.
yeah.
I did need that.
You children don't need to realise that, like you said before, Shaz,
Yeah.
they need that structure
They do.
because otherwise everything's just, as it is.
Do you know what I love? And I'll say this all the time, right? Chris is I'm usually upstairs first. Usually ironing Ali's stuff for school and stuff. And the three girls will come in and lie in the beds with me, and we'll just talk, right? And I swear
That's so
my heart
lovely.
is so full. Like I swear, as I'm pure cheesy, right? Like
No,
but
that's
it's
nice.
so
That's beautiful.
full. Like we all laugh with each other, we all joke, we all have a wee
Yeah.
slagging with each other or whatever. They slag me as well. We just have and see when they leave the room, I just think I'm so lucky.
So proud.
I'm so lucky to have such a good, healthy relationship with my kids.
Good.
Because take Chris out the equation, if me and Chris were to fall out tomorrow, my kids are still my kids.
Yeah.
Like
You've got that relationship,
That's
and I
how-
think that's the good thing, and obviously about being mum
Yeah.
is getting that bond with your kid.
Yeah.
And whenever anybody
them
steps
in.
in or out the equation,
fuck them.
you've got that.
Yes.
You're always going to have that. You're always going to be mum.
Yeah.
You're always going to be mum.
You just need to try and take the person out the equation that's not doing the healthy balance. And sometimes if that means going to court or fight for your kids.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean?
Men
Fight
and
to
women,
have
do you know,
that- yeah,
mums
that's what I'm
and
saying.
dads.
Fight to have that healthy relationship with your kids, because your kids will never leave you. Like
Aye.
if you've given them such a good, healthy, and that doesn't mean materialistic thing, that just means a healthy relationship between
That
mum
you're there.
and daughter, or mum and son, or father and daughter, or whatever. Try and rise above every equation. It's the hardest thing in the world to do.
Aye.
Like as I said, I know when I bicker with Chris, like the two of us can literally have each hand a headlock 1 minute.
You
and
hate
then-
them for that, like
Yeah.
that. You know, could you imagine
Uh-huh.
having that strong feeling spanned over a period of time? You
Yeah.
know, and then having to still communicate with
Yeah.
that person.
That's
It's-
if you can though, because some
Some-
co-parents you
Can't do it.
genuinely can't.
Have you heard of parallel parenting?
I've heard
What's
of that.
that?
'Cause I was actually looking up stuff obviously for this episode, and it's like not co-parenting, but it's like almost structured, like
Or it's like you cannot co-parent together. Like the relationship between you and your ex is so bad that basically you do it through like parenting apps. So like he'll go into the app and he'll log that he's like going to collect them,
Right.
and maybe you drop them at like
Yeah.
a centre to be
For
picked up.
folk.
So you and your ex are basically like, we can't work together
aye,
at
we
all.
can't communicate.
So the only interaction you have is like picking them up at 5,
Yeah.
okay, and you just don't talk
don't
about
talk.
anything
See, I
else.
That
think
could
it's
work
dead.
sometimes with good people. I'm saying, because you still probably need to have a sense of, I'm not going to text him back and go, see you, you're right.
You fucking bastard. How much do you give before you go, this isn't actually working?
Exactly.
How much do you know? How
Yeah.
long do you try co-parenting? Because see, like, you know, I keep going back to obviously kind of our mums and that generation, but everything's labelled like co-parenting, parallel parenting. I just
Yeah.
remember, Sandra's away her dad's at the weekend. I
Aye.
don't remember,
Aye,
like they're
Do you remember
co-parenting.
it being discussed? I think this is horrible, but calling it a broken home.
Yeah.
Oh, aye, that's
you
still
come
from a
used.
broken
though.
home.
That is still
And
used.
listen,
though,
see
isn't
some
it?
of these broken homes, they're such happy homes.
Aye,
Exactly.
Because kids were coming in and looking at two parents who
Unhappy.
they weren't getting on, they were very unhappy, their homes separate, and now they've got two loving homes.
Yep.
It might not always be the majority, but I'm so glad that
And two
some
happy
kids,
parents.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some kids actually, because we're not, listen, your person the now might not be your person in 10 year time.
That's it.
It doesn't need to be vicious, it just, you've outgrown each other.
Aye,
It's sad to think that
you
happens.
grow and changes people, and sometimes
Yeah.
that means falling out of love with that other
Yeah,
person,
100%.
and that's all right.
Aye,
Like, there's
that's-
nothing who's to say that's wrong. And the last thing anybody wants is for, you know, a split family. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
And it's never somebody's goal to be
Yeah,
up. It's
nobody's
fine, you know.
like,
You don't just do
aye,
it easily.
yeah.
I'd
I mean,
imagine.
I don't think I would want to have a child with someone who wasn't interested in me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because then I would be like, well, is he interested in co-parent with me? And
Aye.
my responsibility for my wee is to make sure that obviously I can choose healthy. But listen, it changes. So
Oh, aye.
when I have a child with somebody that's willing to do everything, in 5 years down the line, it could totally change. So you need to actually just do what's right for you and make sure you're doing a good job.
Yeah.
Because you cannot control anybody else around about you.
That's it. I think it's like you said, you can't control.
No.
You can't control the narrative. It's
It could change.
Aye, and you change, the other person changes,
Yeah.
and sometimes for the worst. Do you know?
And mental health and all, like, things like that all come into play, where like you could be with somebody for 10 years and you've got such a healthy, great relationship, and then they could start to, like, I don't know, you could end up with something.
Addictions and
Aye,
all
you
that.
could end up with anything. Somebody could pass in the family that leads them to go down another path, and so you need to deal with other situations. Nobody
Life
goes
goes
into
in the
something.
way, and you
Yeah.
know the things that you don't expect. You know, losing a job, financial worries.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah,
things that maybe
exactly.
you're unexpected,
Yeah,
and you change
and
as
it
a
plays
person.
with your mind. It plays, and obviously with men specifically, they hold a lot in, don't they? Like
Uh-huh.
they tend to have that macho.
But then I say that a lot about obviously like mums. Like we've got a lot of mental load, but
Yeah.
we've got mental load in terms of the planning and the
Yeah.
organisation. Like, you know, whereas men keep a lot in terms
Yeah,
of
'cause
I'm
we would
struggling.
come to each other and
Aye.
talk. Like women tend to talk
Oh, yeah.
more, as in men. I mean, I mean, I'm just imagining like Chrissy's mates now, right? So imagine if Chris was to go and go. I don't know if they would be, I right you, like, come on, like, I think it would be more kind of bantery, like, or whatever. Do you know what I mean? As in, I think men to speak up is quite a big thing. So if you're having to then co-parent with someone who's struggling as well
and not talking.
and not talking, like, it's a hard, it's hard, isn't it?
Because then at what point do you go,
I'm not having kids.
I don't know.
Stick to my cats.
I'm going to have to go say that. I'll get a hamster.
Goldfish.
So once you've done your disclosure, let's get a hamster to see how you
PVG,
go.
aye. You can stay at mine on a
Aye.
Wednesday and a
Aye,
Friday and a
exactly.
Saturday.
Have you heard about like young millennial couples who they get a dog together and then they split up and they try and co-parent
The
the fucking
dog?
dog.
Yeah, so you've seen that on
No
Telly now
way.
with Amber and Dan. Have you watched that?
Oh, aye,
and she's
Telly.
obviously in Dubai now, so it's like Amber,
No.
Amber's dog's been left with Dan. I howl at that.
It's like fucking
He didn't
hell.
want a dog.
Aye.
His mom's moved country.
I think that's
funny.
so funny. Like,
It is so funny. It's hilarious. But do you know what? It's
Co-parenting a dog.
co-parent a dog. Aye. It's hard though. Like, I
well,
can
that's
imagine.
it. You've got criteria for me. I mean, PVG,
Yep.
national
That's
insurance
the same.
number.
What's your, there is women out there that ask that, but isn't it? Like, what's your earnings and stuff?
Imagine
Like,
being
what's
on
your-
like Tinder. Like, have you got a PVG? Have you got
I
a
know.
job?
But do you think that is questions we should actually ask?
I think when you've got kids, you need to explore everything.
Need to.
I think you just
100%.
kind of
Google search.
discover that
Uh-huh.
naturally. But do you know, I think something that you overlook is how a man speaks about his ex.
Yeah.
Aye.
For me, it's always a green flag
Yeah,
when he's like,
yeah.
look, she wasn't perfect. I
Yeah.
wasn't perfect.
Yeah.
We broke up, but I've got a lot of respect for her.
Yeah.
I don't regret those years, but it just
Yeah.
didn't work out. I'm like, amazing. See, when you
Great.
meet a guy and he's like, fucking bitch, that I'm like, no, there's two
Aye,
sides to
that-
this
aye,
story.
you're like-
I'm like so glad.
I
in
don't
a
think
sense
a
that-
woman should ever be impressed by the way a man
Man
speaks about
speaks.
another woman.
Nah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and vice versa. Like, I mean, I think if I was sitting going like that, oh, I see her, blah, blah, blah. Like, do you know what? I always say this, like, and I'm quite thingy with things like this. Like, it's so easy. That's easy. That's the easy route. It's harder to turn around and go, yeah, listen, we didn't work out, but she's got great qualities.
Aye,
Right? The
she's a
new, the
great
new
mum.
girl might not want to hear that, right? But she should be able to turn around and go like that.
Respect.
Aye,
Yeah.
aye.
Because you always wonder, you would then wonder what they'll be saying about you when
Oh,
you're not there.
100%.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? And that's when you kind of need to have that bit of self-respect as well,
Aye.
because you're like, nah.
Aye, I think like there's men that go in and comment on, like, even on the internet, like they comment on like women's appearances and all that, and you're just like, are you fucking for real?
I
know.
Like,
See, that's how I'm
Did you
so
not get
glad.
cuddled?
Like, I'm so very lucky that Paul and I haven't split up, and obviously no intention to, but the dating world seems
Aye, it
very,
seems
very
scary.
strange. And if you're bringing half of these people in to meet your kids,
but do you know what? I think like it's what you put on the net as well. So see if you're out drinking every weekend, like, and you're in your 40s, like see if it's like for me, like I went out when we partied. I went out for like a year. We used to go down to Quarterdrill party. Can we shout out there? And just used to live life on the karaoke, loving life.
just having a good fun
walking
time.
home, just singing my. I never done all that in my 20s because I had kids. So with the point I'd hit my 30s, I was like, I need to enjoy
getting your
life.
life back a wee
I
bit.
kind of need to enjoy my life a wee bit. That was my thing. And then I done that for a year and get bored of it. And then I used to work weekends. Like for
Yeah.
the other 3.5 years, I was just getting stuck in, building myself up and whatever. And I was like, do you know what? That was great. I had to do that to kind of get to where I was. And I never hurt MD. I never went onto the internet and trashed MD. I wasn't
Aye,
like,
you were kept stayed in your lane.
yeah, and I think as parents we need to be very cautious of what we put on the internet, like getting out and getting steaming and writing about, like I see women writing about going with this sheen and going with that, and I'm like, going to stop that because see you've got older kids and they're actually looking like,
See, a lot of my, I don't mean a lot of my TikTok, but I've got a few of Poppy's like school friends and that follow
Yeah,
me and
same.
people for the kids for the dancing and
Yeah.
stuff, and it's like, I mean, so, you know, I've been blind like to
Yeah.
the cows come home, but sometimes you're like,
I
can't I
know.
post that because I feel like
But
there's
we're
people
Scottish.
watching me.
we're Scottish.
Aye.
I swear.
But see, like I think there's like ones and it's like, you know, I think it's like a Cardi B song and it's talking about like pussy and all
know.
that kind of stuff, and I'm like, oh, I kind of like, you know, I quite like this. It was
Oh.
like a kind of funny like thing, and I was like,
Mm.
no, I need to crop that because I feel like people watching
I
it.
know. Yeah, so
because
you're,
it's there.
You're
I'm
cautious,
mindful of what I
But then
post.
when I posted, I was hyping Ali up going to football, and it's that like sugar on my tongue, right? And then honestly, like never really took thing with the because a song. So I'm just thinking it's that. And so you actually listen to some of the words, and I was like, my daughter's
Aye.
none the wiser. She's just singing.
Think
like,
about all the songs that we grew up with.
Oh, I
and it
know.
was
Well,
I
you know the
know.
Rihanna song S&M,
S&M.
Sex in the Air.
Exactly.
I love the
we
smell
were
of
pretty
it.
like, woo!
I mean, 8 pure yes.
There we go. But, do you know what? I think songs
So
are
the same.
completely different, aren't they? Do you know what?
Aye.
I don't think any child's ever sang a song and came and went, "What does that mean? Go to explain that
Aye.
to me." Because they're just in the zone
well,
listening to
Poppy,
that song.
like Poppy and Kai with all these like kind of hip hop stuff like they do with the dancing. Half the time you're like that, but they don't understand it. So I'm like, okay, probably does now that he's a bit older.
He's
But I'm
older.
like,
Yeah.
No, I have the kids coming to me and going like that, like at the football and stuff.
Actually,
like, I'm such a football mum, but I'm like, they come to me and go like, I've watched your podcast. I'm like, shit.
and what have I said?
What have I said? Chloe's pals actually said to her, we love how your mum shit talks you.
Go and get the tea about her.
Love it. But do you know what? It's again, we do have a responsibility to be a role model,
Aye.
especially on the internet where you're like no get on and pure steaming drunk phone about and like, yay, like
Yeah.
aye, do you know what I mean?
Just
It's-
being an
you
absolute
need what we
riot.
promote, I think, like, and kids slag kids. Like kids will go, I see your mum like that. Because I always say that to Ali, like, and Ali will go, oh my God, no, people think we're famous. And I'm like, we're not famous.
Aye,
I was like,
come
"But,"
on.
I'm like, come on.
Aye.
I'm like, right. And she's like, but she's in that wee bubble where her pals
I think this is
kind of think
amazing.
that because it's like,
They're
oh my
just
God, your
young,
mum.
aren't they,
Aye, like, so they kind of like that, which is good because see if it was the opposite way about, that would be like a deal breaker because
Like
it's
cringe.
like, you're not going through that. But I also had to explain to Ali the other day as well that there's kids that will be jealous of that.
Oh, aye.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I was like, there's
Success.
kids that,
People don't want to see people
they
doing
don't
good,
want to see
don't they
people
not?
doing well. No, that maybe not in first year, but the older you get, then you might get a wee bit of stick from kids who genuinely
Mm-hmm.
will say stuff to you. Like when Ali goes on and does like wee dances, and they might try and slag that because they're raging at that.
Yeah.
It's not even they're just raging about it.
Yeah.
Like
I
so,
said to Kai like one time, well, it was actually before we were starting the podcast because he'd obviously seen the page and
Yeah.
stuff, and he's like, "Mum, what's that?" And I was like, "Going to be doing a podcast." And I'm like, "How do you feel about that?" And he's like, "Fine," because I thought, he doesn't like this social media
Yeah.
stuff, and I've been very limited in what I say about Kai, obviously with like the ASD and stuff like that, because I need to respect him, and I need to.
You've been a good mum.
Aye, I could come on here with loads of stories about him growing up and
Yeah.
the challenges it's that we've went through with that, but I would never do that
No.
because that's secret. That it's not secret. It's private,
It's his stuff.
and it's and although he's
Aye.
got that all going on, he's very well and he manages very well with it. So
Yeah.
I feel like he would take a burden of that and me coming on and just
Yeah, it's like
letting his
there
dirty
will
laundry
be
out
people that go on and expose anything and everything
for
to get
views.
fame.
Aye, and
So as I
clicks
said
and
with
likes.
that Peter Andre and Kate situation, I wasn't on slandering Kate because I wasn't on
That's why
bumming
you
Pete
removed
up.
it.
I was on saying let's protect Princess, who
Mm-hmm.
could have genuinely made this decision on her own. Do you know what I mean? Like we've got so many adults here that are going on now and slandering this child, but I had removed the post and
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what it stopped at. I think it was like 60,000 views or something. But there was that many comments now getting in and going, I will see Princess. She's just a version of her dad. And I was like, we're not
we're
here
not
to
doing
slag.
that, aye.
I couldn't care less about the views. I'm trying to think, and I'm trying to get used to think. Do you know what?
Outside
Wait
the
a
box.
minute here. I'm an adult. Like I shouldn't be going on and commenting under a wee girl's TikTok post about her mum and her dad because now it has all turned where Princess Daddies hasn't even been mentioned now. It's all about
Aye, her
obviously
mum.
mum and dad's like all these clips coming up and whatever else. So yeah, it's obviously shit, but we do have a responsibility, especially being online, that we need to watch what we promote.
Aye, and I think it just comes down to being a fucking genuinely good human.
Yeah.
Having
100%.
your own boundaries, being a good person, not being a complete
Yeah.
arsehole.
I mean, I wonder if people that as I'm saying with the drinking situation, right, I wonder, I just think you should keep that private for your kids. I don't think you should sit and get steaming drunk now in front of your kids because their pals are that easy to slag and they're that easy to talk. Like, do you know what I mean? I know that they used to talk about me. So, but I chose the opposite way. But kids technically would choose the way of what their parent is going.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, if it's good for you, it's good for me kind of thing. So
See,
I
to be honest
just,
with you, I've had a good few nights in front of my wife.
aye, but you're no fun about what I'm saying.
Oh no, I like
That's
pure
what I mean.
paralytic,
I'm not
like
meaning, like,
I'll
don't
be up,
drink in front of your
like
kids.
proper like singing in the karaoke. We'll have a wee drink and that,
Yeah.
But your
I
kids
mean-
aren't scared of you. They're
Aye,
not
they're
scared.
not
that
going-
you're
it's
gonna
not
set a
mum's
fire
drinking
and-
again.
Yeah.
Mum's
that's what
drinking
I'm
again.
saying.
Like
Just let's clarify that in case somebody thinks I'm saying have a drink or whatever, because I love a wicked, right? I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is the kids aren't coming to you and going, you're not a nice person on drink. Can
Aye,
you not
yeah.
do that?
mum's drinking
Yeah.
again. Like
It needs to be that where if you're promoting that side of things and you're going online and you're obviously
not being a good-
you're acting
Aye.
you're not being a good role model for your own kids when they're coming at you and saying
Yeah.
and then it gives room for that other co-parent to turn around and go, let's take that.
aye.
And this is what happens because then they'll use
Use
that
that as-
against you
aye.
and go, well, I can't co-parent with somebody like that.
Aye,
And
then
they'll
you
keep
become
it
the
'cause
bad
it's
one.
on the internet. So as we were saying about obviously the YouTube videos where somebody's doing a YouTube video to bring in views, but they're starting off every YouTube video with slandering the ex,
Mm-hmm.
her child's then going to see this and he'll use this to his advantage when this child's older
Yeah.
and turn around and go, well, look at this, I tried to co-parent, but look what she was doing, and it'll turn out against
Aye.
you. So does the views become more than
What's important, aye.
what's important?
And I think when it comes to social media and stuff like that, and you've got like a social media mum,
Yeah.
you get lost in that,
You do,
really,
'cause
don't you?
There's a line, isn't there, where
Aye.
it's like, are you creating content and
Yeah.
you just happen to be a mum and have a child and
Yeah.
sometimes little
Yeah.
elements of their life in it, or are you using your child
yeah.
to make the
To make
content
the
and
content.
exploiting them?
Yeah.
An uncomfortable child at that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you need to
100%.
watch that, because he hates social media, and he's all for like Chloe will come down the stairs, and I think she done like a TikTok or whatever, and I can't remember how many views it got. It's got a substantial amount anyway. And he's like to her, don't get caught up with all this. He's honestly, he's a pure grandpa, right?
Uh-huh.
And
That's
I
Paul.
laugh, and he goes, I mean it. He's like, who cares who likes it and who doesn't like it? He's like, I couldn't care less.
Aye.
See if they like it in this house, that's what matters. He's very thing. But do you know what? Probably the right way.
It's true.
But
Aye.
at the same time, life's obviously now all revolved around kind of that. Like businesses are on that now. Like everybody's on it, aren't they? Like
Well, it's not changing and it's here to
Aye.
stay, and it's a legitimate work option now.
Yeah.
Like jobs are so
100%.
hard in the job
Well, you've
market.
got but you've got the social media content, creators,
lot of
management,
money
all that kind of
Influencers,
stuff.
yeah.
Aye.
You can just have so much. Like I know for me, it has given me so many different outlooks now. Like obviously all the bits and bobs we get from it, the deals we got from it. We're now a managed creator now. We're both with my company stuff. So for us, it's kind of went down a good positive path so far. I think the more we've only got 21,000 followers or something, but I think the more followers you get, it does tend to take a turn or whatever, because I can communicate with these people. So when people are actually typing to me, I can write back to them, because I always feel bad when somebody writes and I've voted influencers and they're not even writing back, but then they've got like 200,000 followers. How do you write back to every single, do you know what I mean? So I suppose it's hard in their terms, but
Yeah.
when we're promoting, let's go on here and do a TikTok and whatever else, it's then up to you to protect that child and make sure that
And that's
they're
where
comfortable with it.
it's where the line is, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
like how do you, because there's so many people that's overstepped the mark on social media with their kids,
100%.
and how do you draw
100%.
that line?
Listen, there'll be people that don't like it regardless.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? There's people sitting at home raging at you for just
So
existing.
what about obviously that like kind of sense where you've got like a social media mum and a dad that hates social media?
Like me and Chris.
And
And you,
Paul,
Paul.
and you know, and you split up, and they're like, I don't want any of
Yeah.
my kids on, even though
How
you've
do
done that
you
when you
cope
were
with that?
together.
I know.
So was that not happening with Stephen and Laura? Did Laura not obviously like make all her money off our YouTube stuff, and then he hacked all our YouTube and all that? And it
Yep,
was
he
all this
hacked
stuff?
into the channel.
right,
He still
aye.
was logged in like an old laptop,
That's it.
and he hacked in and he was changing all the captions like
Yeah.
"my ex is a blah 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 blah," as if she was writing
As if she
horrible
was
things
doing
about
it.
him.
That's awful.
And then he deleted
That's
every
wild.
single video that she'd made from when
Money
they
off.
split that he wasn't in, and only left the videos from like 3-4 years ago that he was actually in himself.
That's a
That's
shame,
terrible,
isn't
isn't
it?
Uh-huh.
That's
Just-
wild.
And that how say me and Poppy do the wee videos and that I think people like her more than me because they videos do better.
Aye, I'm
It's just
seeing
me
that.
talking, but you've done all that when you've been together. Say Paul and I split up, and he's like, don't want my children on social media.
And she's at
What?
an age where she can't really choose herself.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? So,
So
then
it's like, what
how
do you
you
do?
do that? And there will be exes on the terms where they would turn around and go, I don't give a f if that's your income. That's not happening.
Aye.
Well,
Yeah,
this
that's
is what he's
it.
done,
That's
isn't
exactly
it?
what he's done, yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
it's
think
bad.
recently they've had a thing in court where they're not allowed to have the kids on social media.
And that's mad, isn't it? Because do you know what? See if the kid enjoys it. Like I know Ali loves it. Like
Poppy
I said
loves
to
it.
Ali the other day, let's do this one with the car. And like we were outside the car and we were doing like there's a Mercedes garage down the road kind of thing. Like me and her were howling at that. Do you know what I
Well,
mean?
that
We're
was like
having
me and
such a fun
Poppy's.
time.
Me and Poppy's like Mrs. Doubtfire
Yeah,
one. Like we're pissing
uh-huh.
ourselves. Do you know that way? And the kid, like, whereas I wouldn't post Kai, like I said before,
Yeah.
like I wouldn't post him because he doesn't want
doesn't want
involved
it.
at all.
I would love, because Brooke is so funny, so I would love for Brooke to be involved in
Aye,
it.
same.
Like,
So's Kai. Like,
aye,
I
it's
done
so
one
funny,
through
but
the
she
su-
just doesn't want it.
through the summer holidays, and I'd seen. I just put it in my draft though because I knew he wouldn't let me post it. But Kai was sleeping in his bed, and I took a photo, and it was like. At 1 p.m. he'll come down the stairs and like that way, but he's like kind of sleeping, and it's like that David Attenborough
Aye.
voiceover, but it's dead funny. But it's about like your child like sleeping all day and kind of being on the gaming all night. But I made that, and it was a really really good video, and I thought, oh, that would probably do really well. And I was like to him, look, and he's like, I said, can I post this? And he's like, no, Mum.
No.
And I'm like, oh right, okay. And he's like, it's me sleeping, and I'm like, That's true, actually.
Yeah.
I never actually thought about, like, you know, I'm actually
Did you
recording
just
my
think of the
child sleeping.
content? Yep.
I was just thinking about the voiceover
Yeah.
and how funny that
But that
was.
respect of asking him
100%.
and then
Aye, because
listening
I could
to
have, you know,
his
he was
choice.
sleeping, I could have went like that, post no bother.
Yeah.
So I've posted a couple of things, Ali, like maybe in her football strip or whatever. Now she's went to first year, she's no keen on stuff. So it was like one of her number at the back where she was pointing and she came down the stairs and she went, "Can you delete that, please?" And I deleted it straight away. And I was like, "It's only the back of your strip, Ali." Like, she was like, "Yeah, I just don't like that, the way my hair's sitting or whatever." I was like,
Aye.
to me, it was minor. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, I think you look good acting, but
It's just having that respect for the child, I think, and that ties into everything that we've been saying is putting them first.
especially like Christmas pictures. Imagine you sitting in the house and then your ex posts a Christmas picture with the wee Ian and the new bird.
Could you imagine like that whole matching jammies with the new
that's-
girlfriend?
don't
Your
Ah.
child.
My heart.
Aye.
And some stepmoms really kind of overstep it and they're like, and they don't respect that that's not their
don't.
children.
I know.
Aye, it's
That's
like for
another
show
women's-
for them.
they do.
Aye, it's all for
That's
show.
hard because I'm like, I can't imagine it because I'm always, obviously, I love all that. So I'm like, that's my thing. Do you know what I
Aye,
mean?
so
see
could you
someone-
imagine
my
your
baby.
girls?
See, if me and you split up, Chris, you better get a type BMO. Right? We're no being the same.
Offline.
These are my
Don't
kids.
social media.
Aye.
Don't Chris
It'll
for
be me
fucking
going like
nightmare.
that. You better keep my way up. Oh no, I'm kidding. I think it's so hard. It's very, very hard to coexist. Sometimes never even mind co-parent. And if you need to be doing that with somebody who's not, and as I said, it's not just always men, but if you're having to do that with somebody that's no great, my hat goes off to you because
Me too.
It's a different level of strength, I think.
aye.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
I've got another wee message from someone if you want me to read it.
Yes, please.
So, co-parenting, where do I begin? My children's dad is making it an absolute nightmare. Has went from providing money every month to help towards the kids to absolute zero. Hasn't paid a coin in 4 months. Had the audacity to go through child maintenance who think £30 a month is to provide for 3 children is enough.
Free.
If I don't laugh, I'll grate. Their dad is more interested in affecting me than what's best for the kids, which is
Yeah.
absolutely vile, when in reality he only affects them. Apparently he's putting money by, which is bullshit. They need stuff now and I've been the sole provider. I've had to go through a lawyer to arrange set days, which he's fucked up on 1 week. I've had to go through a lawyer to arrange set days, which he's fucked up on week. I don't
On
know
week
what
one?
that means. That just says on week.
Right, that's she's probably meant on the first week he's fucked up.
Aye, maybe aye. Aye, that's. He makes my life a living hell. Anyway, that's just a snippet. Please, can I be anonymous? Of course you can.
Right, so I mean, fair play to her.
She's got 3 kids.
Fair play to her. 3
And
kids
he's
that
abusing
can-
those kids.
Yeah.
I think she's got like 3. I think probably under 5s.
That's ridiculous. But fair play to her because do you know what? You're doing it. You're doing a smashing job.
Aye.
Like, let's say that first and foremost
The
because
sole provider for 3 kids.
she's
is a
going to be
lot.
doubting herself a lot probably, and you should not have to fight for the bare minimum
Well, that's
of
it.
the other parent. You
And
should not have to do
£30 for
that.
child maintenance. I don't really know much about child maintenance, but surely
It'd almost
not.
be like fucking keep it. Do you know
I
what
know.
I mean?
Aye, like fucking ram it.
I know, but at the same point, she's probably going, it'll put electricity in or something. Do you know what I mean?
Aye, well, that's
Because-
it. Do you know what I
Really
mean?
needs
Do
it.
you know what I mean? Aye, because
Petrol in the car or something for you
Aye,
running them to
exactly.
nursery. Do you
and
know what I
even
mean?
if not, you know yourself, you get train fare, bus fare, pat lunch money, especially for 3 kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then going back to school and all that as well. Like, it's cost her a fortune there for the kids to go back to school. And why should she be sitting doing it on her own because this prick's got a problem?
Aye.
Sorry.
Don't hold back in.
Obviously my cousin or something.
I can't imagine being a dad though and then being okay with my children
No.
suffering.
I don't get
Aye.
that.
You know, I would be like,
Watching like, just to score points on your
Yeah.
partner, like like
100%.
their mum. I just feel
Yeah.
as if I just honestly can't fathom what goes through people's minds like that.
Yeah.
I
to
don't get
score
how they
points.
don't look at these and see saying they're putting money away. That infuriates me because see that money, give it to them right now.
Aye, they need
Give it
that
to
right
them.
now.
Do you know what I mean? Because they kids are going to have hobbies, or they're, I don't know her circumstances, but they're going to have hobbies, or is she having to go to work extra to make sure that obviously, so they're missing out more time with her because she's trying to make
Or
up
can
for.
she even work? I don't even
I know, like, that's what I
because
mean.
she's got
Aye.
them so much she's not got support.
All I can say to that is, you are an amazing mum. You are doing exactly what you need to be doing, especially going through court and that. And the kids will realise. Just keep doing what you're
That's
doing.
it.
Be positive, and if we can help in any way, like
need advice
I
or
need advice or anything, like if you want a balloon, get in touch. I'll do you a balloon.
there you go.
Aye. Shove his 30 quid, honestly.
We'll batter him.
Right, well, that's it. Like it's sad, like because 3
30
kids,
quid for 3 kids.
that's shocking.
That's
Surely that the
horrendous.
government have got to, the cost of living's high enough. Never mind.
It's people that are working self-employed though and pretending that they're getting less. And then, because I see
Aye.
a lot of mums writing that,
They're
like,
wangling it.
yeah, they're saying they're working less and they're only, and then obviously
Is
Just
it like
don't
dads
under-
quit jobs so that they
Yeah,
won't get taken
I've
for
seen
child
that.
support?
How
just
bad
think-
is that?
That is different level of spite and pettiness. Like, come on.
It's your kid.
Do you know what I mean?
Do you not want your kid to go to school and them have the updated trainers and they have
How could you do that to your child?
to your wee person? That's
Mhm.
your wee person.
And if you know that you're that type of person, then wrap your willy.
Don't have kids. Exactly. Don't
Wrap,
fucking
don't
have
be
kids.
silly, wrap your willy.
Exactly. Honestly, crackhead.
But it is, it's just like, I don't know what goes through people's minds.
Nah, and do you know what? I'm honestly just, if you are anybody is listening and they're sitting going like that to myself, themselves, sorry, like, oh my God, this is me. Like, it'll pay off. Just
Aye.
keep doing what you're doing.
The
These
hard
kids are
work.
only wee for a certain amount of time. Keep doing what you're doing. It might be tough right now, but I promise you it will get better.
It does
The
get
kids
easier.
will see who's been there for them, and it's harder to gain a relationship when you get older. So let them fade out themselves
Uh-huh.
because do you know what? These kids will be all yours.
Bite
and
your
they're-
tongue,
Aye,
bide your
tongue.
time.
Yeah.
And you get to win with that self-esteem that you would
100%.
never
You've
do
done
that
this.
to your
100%.
children.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You would never spite him like
You could
that
see
and
that
not
with your
give the kids
chest.
money.
My
Hold your
kids
head
are
high.
older. My kids are 20 and whatever else, and I want my kids. I know you don't like that. I've made my kids boo baskets and they're 20 because I'm just like, they're my babies.
It's not that I
But
don't
my wee
like
granny was still buying me an advent calendar.
Yeah.
See, to be
will
fair, I
always buy
still
my
get an
kids a-
advent calendar now for my
Right.
mum.
Aye, see, there you
Right? And when I think there was one year I never got one, and I'm like,
Uh-huh.
Am I know your way?
oh, my heart.
So
Let me know
I
your
buy the
baby.
kids 2 advent calendars each. I buy my mum an advent calendar
Yeah.
and I buy Chris an advent calendar.
It's not that I don't like boo baskets, right? It's just that my kids are just don't
Aye.
respect them.
Aye.
And I think, see if they were like so respectful, oh, I love this, love that.
Yeah.
And Poppy does for like a whole 2 minutes.
Aye.
And then it's,
Don't get me wrong, my kids probably do, I know, for like 5 minutes, but they look forward to it now. So that's always a thing that
I'll maybe
comes
get
at
you to
Halloween.
make Poppy a boo
Aye,
basket.
so honestly, they look forward to it. So if you've got pictures of your boo baskets as well, send us that
Aye,
as well.
send us a boo
In fact, she
basket.
better send us a picture of her boo basket.
Oh, hers is going to be like fucking,
I know.
An arch around it.
Exactly.
Aye.
Ribbons.
I need to see her boo baskets now. I mean, I thought I had my shit together, but do you know what?
I think to be,
Myself.
in a sense, to be actually ever have our shit together.
Yeah.
Ever
There's days where I
can't.
can't. I mean, even like yesterday, do you know that way? Do you ever get that way you're in like a terrible mood with yourself? Like yesterday, I was just the same because I hadn't slept much and whatever else, and I got my washings and that done. But I text Chloe saying going to pick Ali up and stuff because I was just like, I didn't want to leave the house. Like, and see when you've not got a person you can fall back on and just
Aye.
that's shit.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean?
can imagine.
You're having kids with someone expecting 50-50, and when you are having days where you just want to turn off,
Uh-huh.
you just want to just
I've
like-
got like a newfound respect for single parents because
100%.
when Paul was in hospital there, I was doing everything.
Yeah.
Like, I was just making sure that he was
Yeah.
okay, and I wouldn't have it any other way. He would do the same
Of
for
course it
me.
did, yeah.
And
It's
I'm not
hard.
moaning about
Yeah.
that, but it's like the dance runs,
Yeah.
making sure they're all right. Everything's good,
Yeah,
and I
you
know that
know.
I'll keep going on about this mental load that I already have. So I have that on top of making sure that he's
Yeah.
okay. And I'm like, oh my God, I genuinely would
Yeah.
struggle because I was so exhausted, and I've got lupus and stuff as well. So I've got an autoimmune disease,
Yeah.
and I end up in agony, and just so I felt as if that was
Aye,
flaring
it was
me up.
flaring up.
I was getting stressed, and then I wasn't feeling well myself, but I had to put this front on because I had to
Aye.
make sure the kids were okay.
Mums technically take that, don't they? They just
Aye,
they
and
just
you know
have
I
what,
to
heard
I've
a
been-
single mum saying, she was like, when you're sick and your kids are sick
Yep.
and you're a single parent, she's like, it's like being in the hospice and you've got to be the patient but also the doctor at the same time.
that's
That is
great.
She was
Yes.
like, how do you do that if you're unwell and the
That's
kids
so
are unwell and
good.
you're all spewing?
Do you
and
know,
like,
when I
just-
wasn't well last week, I had went to my bed, I dropped Ali off at school, right? And I was nearly crying, even dropping Ali off at school because it was a migraine, so see all the lights and all that, I was pure
Oh
like,
yeah.
to see the point I
sounded
got
awful.
home, I parked the car, I literally went to my bed, so you had texted me a few times, remember? And Chris actually came home at 2 o'clock because I hadn't been on WhatsApp since 8 o'clock in the morning, hadn't answered the phone, and he was pure ringing the doorbell, and he was like,
Oh.
oh my God, because usually I would
Just
but I knew Chloe was getting Ali from school. and I knew
You knew everything had
everything
was sorted.
Yeah, but before I had closed my eyes to do that, I had to make sure everything was in place. And I was like, imagine you just didn't have that.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you didn't have anybody to fall back on, because it
So
is
you're the
folk out
person that
there.
has to get up.
Yeah.
Regardless of how you're feeling, if you're in
So
your boots.
sad.
I think the
It
hospice patient and the doctor at the
There's-
same time is like the best metaphor.
That
That
is
is
so funny,
exactly
yeah.
the best, best
That
way to
is,
describe it.
it is.
And not having that other person, like, there's people who don't even have family, they don't even get a break.
Aye, and I think that obviously goes back to like working mums and that as well,
Yeah.
because I think I'd made a comment in one of the ones that, you know, if they could do a wee bit of work, they should. But again, you don't know people's circumstances.
Aye.
Like, you know,
Yeah.
they don't have anybody, they can't do
Because
the
me and you
nursery
kind
runs.
of disagreed a wee bit with that, where, like, I was saying to you, but if they wanted to stay home with their kids and they can, they should.
Aye,
Like, because the thing goes fast.
because that's obviously, and I think Shaz made a good point in that, in the sense that being a mum is like a full-time job.
That is.
I think it just comes down to like setting examples for me,
Yeah.
for kids, you know, just
Yeah.
doing something.
Yeah, you do.
Even if
something.
it's like, you know, and I know it's hard to get jobs that's maybe just a couple hours a day or whatever, or
Yeah.
an hour or two, you know, working from home, or
The problem is,
It's
as well, though,
hard.
if you've got a kid who's basically always sick,
Mhm.
and you have
you're
to
a
leave
medical
work,
mum and you're that's
so that's
impossible.
hard. Do you know what I mean? You
That's-
can't do that.
aye.
Like, so I just know for me, like, my presence with Ali, being at home, was worth more. If you can do it, do you know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
even though
I
I
would
was
want
still
nothing
doing,
more to be a
yeah,
you know, stay-at-home
even
mum.
though I was still doing like my blends and whatever else, like that time, I'm so glad I've got that now, because when I was working full time, I couldn't even go to like some of Chloe and Brooke's like parents' evenings and stuff, because I just
I've missed
genuinely
out
couldn't get it
loads.
off.
I've
Yeah,
missed out on loads.
and that's shit for you.
Aye, and it's just, it's sad, it's tiring, it's exhausting.
Aye.
You've got the mum guilt.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of range of emotions that come with that, but you're trying your fucking
The
best.
pressure to actually keep up with your work and all that as well. And then if you're texting someone and going, "Can you pick them up for school?" and it's just a blank no.
Aye,
Do you know what I mean?
you know,
No.
that's it.
Just because they don't
There
like
has
you.
been times where I've been like, you know, Paul's either working, I'm working. I've had to like message my manager. Can I start a wee bit later? Can I
Yeah.
end a wee bit earlier? Like, you know,
Yeah.
and that's me. That is me who does have people.
Yeah.
So if you don't have anyone,
Anybody? No.
then you're.
I feel like we should offer a wee free babysitting for somebody.
I don't like Wayne's that much.
I know, I suppose. And I'll probably have a blue bucket, even though I'm encouraging people not to drink.
You like,
I know. No, but do you know what? It's each to their own. It's if you feel as if you're not doing, that's what this is all about, isn't it? Like, you can come and ask the questions, internet will come in and they'll tell you, because the internet does that, whether it's positive or negative.
yeah,
We've had such a good positive vibe on this podcast so far, and see, even to hear like people voice noting and saying, even though we're not sharing their stories if they've not told us to, it's good to know that
people
it's
are
helping
relating. Aye, it's relating.
and everybody's just doing what they can. So don't feel. I hate to think that there's mums sitting in the house and feeling shit. Like, you've created a whole
Quest-
human. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
You've literally went through 9 months, looked after that wee soul,
Yeah.
and now you're raising that baby as best that you
Because
can.
you're trying to keep up, or
Aye.
you're trying to be something that you're not,
and
you
most
put
people are
that
trying to be
pressure
two
on
parents
yourself.
in the one.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Some
I
people
would like
have
to know
be.
that. I would like to know, like, stat wise now, if there's like 2 parent households or like the 1 parent household. Like, I would like to know if this generation now, do you know what I mean? Like, what the stats of that are.
Well, 50% of marriages end, don't they? That's
Yeah.
a kind of
Yeah.
Yeah.
a common one. So surely that must be a kind of similar figure for
Aye, I think
split
it's
households.
way more. I definitely think
I would
it's way
say
more
way
than
more
what,
apart
like,
as well. Yeah.
Because I always used to think, you know, there's loads of labels on things now, and you know, like I said before, you've got co-parenting, you've got parallel parenting, you've got I'm going to my dad's in the weekend parenting,
Aye,
do you know,
exactly.
and
see the way your parent looks, whether you've got the same sex in your household as well, because that's a massive thing as well, isn't it? Like, people get slated for, see, as
having 2
long
mums,
as
2 dads.
your wee kid is good, who gives a fuck about him else?
I
and
think
being
it's
that?
good though, because nowadays it's more acceptable
Uh-huh.
to have like 2 mums or
Yeah.
2 dads. You know, you've got.
I watch Cole and Abby and I love Cole and
Oh, I
Abby.
love them.
Love Cole and Abby.
So happy for
I
them.
met,
They're
I know, I met
pregnant.
them in Florida. They were lovely people, but I love seeing that. I love
Yep.
seeing their journey. I love seeing, and listen, that family might not be for everybody, because you still get obviously these
Oh,
people
aye,
that
you've
are
got
just
the-
so judgmental, but
Mhm.
who cares? The kids are happy. They're,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? Like,
Have
look
you
at
heard
the house.
about there's a big influx of women who haven't found like a guy to have kids with that they like, and they go and do IVF
Yeah,
and
uh-huh.
choose to be I'm like, that must be kind of so fun as
Yeah.
well.
Aye, that's
And
like,
it's-
you know,
You're
you get to
controlling
it's
choose
empowering
the
almost in a
genetics.
sense. Like,
You get to choose the genetics, and then you can just go, I've got this. Like,
aye, this is me. This is my,
me.
you know.
It must be harder having a baby daddy that chooses 1 week, yeah, I'm here.
Stresses
and then,
you out.
Yeah.
Aye,
And
you're
then
in
it-
it
And
for
then
a
the
hot
next,
minute.
the next week and the week after or whatever, they're not there. So you're either there or you're not there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like,
Aye, there's no, I think with me, I think I would like to be like that. Look, you're all in or you're all out. Like,
Yeah,
this is it. Like,
this
you
is
know, you don't swan in and out whenever you want. And I think that's what a lot of co-parenting does. Like, you
Yeah.
know, if you can even call it co-parenting, because I would say co-parent's 50-50. But, you know, that whole, I want to be a dad when it suits me, or I want to be a
Aye,
mum when it
yeah.
suits me. And
so with this co-parent, and hopefully loads of people can come back and we can kind of touch upon it at the start again, the way we did with the Lunchables and stuff. But what does people see as co-parenting? What does people see as a good co-parenting? I would like to hear some good co-parenting, because it would be good to pass that on to others.
I think it'd be good to know how long
Yeah.
it took to get to people to
yeah.
a good proper relationship. Do you know that time frame?
Because that's what people are thinking. Let's face it, they're sitting going, how long do I need to ride this storm?
Aye, how
Yeah.
long does this last? Like,
Everybody's
is it
journey's
going to get
different, though.
better? Aye. Everyone's circumstances are different, because
Yeah.
you've got like the narcissist ex,
Yeah.
you've got, you know, the cheating ex, you've got
Yeah.
you've got a lot of
The new
feelings and
girlfriend
emotions.
coming in, the new boyfriend coming in. And I'd like to know that as well. Is the new girlfriend or the new boyfriend coming in made it better? Or does it made it worse?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because let's face it, we were 20 when we had kids, so we were still immature. So,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? We didn't have to go through that
Could
new
you-
girlfriend thing.
Could you imagine, obviously, not having your kids and then going into a relationship that was co-parenting,
No.
and how hard that must be for a new person
Yeah.
as well? You know, if you're a decent
But I thought you
person.
were
but-
going to say there, obviously, like the way men will leave their own kids, but going to another family, basically.
Aye.
I can't imagine as a mum saying, right,
Mm.
Chris, there's you and the girls now, right? And then I'm going to go and take this wee child on, and I'm not going to be bothered going to Ali's football. now
Because I've got
I'm-
something on
'cause
with such and
I'm
such.
going to go to the dancing now with so-and-so. Like,
And that's what I
never.
mean by, like, you're all in or you're all
Yeah.
out. Like, don't just pick the kids up and drop them.
How is a mother not looking at that? Like, how I don't get how she's attracted to that.
Aye. It says a lot about you as a person,
Yeah.
how you deal with your little people. Why would you
Yeah.
want kids with somebody that potentially
I
might
know.
drop your kid?
It's quite pick me, isn't it? When a woman's not
Yeah.
picking up on like a man's
see the
toxic
point if
signals.
you're like-
Aye, 100%.
Like 17 or whatever, do you know what I mean? Like, you're young, you've had kids, then you can turn around and go, they're just two daft kids, they've had kids or whatever.
Yeah.
You're a daft kid, do you know what I mean? You're going with
Yeah.
like that's different. Like when you're in your 40s and you're being that pick me, like
Aye,
do you know what I
come
mean?
on,
Like,
like, I get a grip.
what you want, you need better for yourself. You need to be able to turn around and go like that to the person that you're
This
going
isn't
with.
good.
That person's not going to want to have good intentions for your child when
Yeah.
somebody else comes about. Do you know what I mean? So if he's cheated on his ex-partner, moved out and moved in with this person, how do you expect that person, if they do come about, whether in a cheating scenario again, to then have great intentions for your
Good.
kid
Yeah.
when they've not got it for their own?
Aye,
That is
it.
hard.
That's hard. I think those questions are quite good because it opens up a good chat.
Yeah.
I really like that one. How do you know that a
Yeah.
woman that your ex has cheated on you with, if she doesn't have that respect for you, not to ruin your relationship,
Uh-huh.
why would she have respect for your kids?
Exactly. I love
That's
that.
it.
You
And
know?
that goes back to obviously that Instagram comment. It wasn't like a full story or anything. It was just that dealing with my ex-partner's narcissistic partner.
Yep. That is hard.
That, like, what the fuck? Because you know that
That's
you're going to
hard.
get that.
I'd probably be in prison.
Aye. Aye, you would.
100%.
You know that you're going to get that defence from him
Yeah.
or her, like,
See,
depending
when it
on that
concerns
side.
your kids as well, right? You're not had a great positive time with the father as it is, right? I'm just saying the father because obviously me. But if you've not had that great positive with the father, and then that father then becomes they're with someone else who's a pure bitch.
Yeah.
Like, oh wow.
Aye, and it's
Oh,
like your
I
kid's
would
coming back saying,
literally
oh, she said this or she
batter
said
them
that.
both.
Aye.
I would bat them both, and I would just tell Chloe to bring up Ali.
That's her advice. Just bat them both.
Aye,
Chloe,
just
Say
knock
it,
them
get it
out.
done.
Chloe, bring up Ali, and I'll be in prison for the next couple of years, but it'll be worth it.
It's dead hard because see, obviously, these situations where the kid is younger and really can't communicate
Yeah.
or understand where, you know, obviously we keep relating to our kids being older, but when you've got these younger kids that's maybe 5, 6, maybe 7, and they're not really fully understanding the toxicity of this
Aye,
situation.
exactly.
How do you
Kids
navigate
shouldn't
that?
even have to understand that. Do you know what I
That's
mean? They
it.
shouldn't.
Yeah,
Be in a
They shouldn't
position.
know
No.
what toxic parents are. Do you know what I mean? Like, see, somebody turns around and says a toxic parent, the kids should be able to go, what? Like,
Aye, what is
what do you
that?
mean? Like,
And it's really sad that that's not the case.
it is.
It is sad.
It's the basic minimum is to lie down and have a child, right? Like 3 seconds, boom,
Woo!
done. Woo!
Legs
there we
in
go.
the air.
But
In
you've
real
got that
time.
wee child for life. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
You have literally got that wee child for life. So who you have kids with does need to be. And I said that to Chris. So like I was like, if I could have chose again, like if you were that person, like you still were,
Mm-hmm.
I was kicking myself out it. Do you know what I mean? But at the same point, then I was like, look at us now. Like we're, do you know what I mean? We're both
Yeah.
good parents. So me and Chris, as I said, we're split up now. We're both really good parents.
Yeah,
So
that's what matters.
yeah, it
I
does.
think. And
100%. Me and him both. You know how you always get like, I always see like, what was I watching the other day? And the mum's so jealous of the daughter. I can't even remember what I was watching, but really bad. Oh, it was Teen Mum again, and it was one of the mums was really, really bad. The daughter was in a prom dress, and she was pure in a wedding dress as well, and she was pure slating her. Like,
Oh, I've
and
seen
I'm-
that one.
yeah,
Yeah, it's bad.
and I'm sitting going, wow, she's having to deal with her mother. Like, literally, I'm honestly the biggest cheerleader for my kids. I just,
aye, you want them to be
I couldn't
the
care
best
less
version of themselves.
if, as we always talk about this, like, see, like, obviously with Ali on the TikTok and stuff, and like, if Ali gets sent stuff, like, she gets sent like samples and stuff and whatever else, like, I can imagine some mums being raging, like,
Aye,
what
no,
their
I
mates
love
But
buy.
that was like my mum's like a narcissistic mum, and whether it was a prom, anything, she just had to ruin it and make it about herself.
Aye,
and
oh,
it's
that's
just
wrong.
How did you cope with that?
I'm no contact with her now.
Aye,
And it took a lot. It took me up until 27. And I think sometimes when people hear that you're no contact with your mum, they're like, "How could you?" And it's like, no one
not at
tried
all.
harder than me.
Aye,
not at
you
all.
to have it in my
I
life.
still felt bad.
The only way I
for
could
making that
describe it is
decision.
like your heart inside.
Yeah.
She chips away at it.
And then until there's like,
There's
aye,
nothing
But
left.
making you feel bad for you responding to her.
Bad behaviour.
Yeah,
Aye.
my dad was.
And any time you
my
tried
dad
to say,
wasn't bad to me, but
"Hey,
that's-
this wasn't okay," she'd be like, "So am I just a bad fucking mum
So
then?"
you're a
and you're like,
And I'd be
you're
like,
a
"Well,
great
yeah."
example, right?
Yeah.
You're an
Sure.
actual great example of someone who's came from a background that's been quite colourful, right? You've obviously your dad and stuff as well,
Aye.
and you've spent it. Do you know what I mean? You're
Doing
very,
well for yourself.
Very, very good. Like,
Honestly,
you're-
dancing, like, see, having dancing, like, I've
Yeah.
got some
an
students.
escapism.
I've got some students who come in and you know what's going on at home for them.
Yeah.
And I had a wee chat with them last night. I was like, "How are you feeling, girls?" And they were like,
I love you do that.
emotionally or physically. They were like, physically good, emotionally bad. And I was like, right. I was like, well, girls, here's an hour where we get all those problems will be waiting for us.
Yeah.
We get
Yeah.
to zone out. We're going to have a beautiful ballet class. Like, we're
Love
so
that.
empowered. Our bodies are so strong.
And you
Look
dance
what we
it
can
all
do.
away.
This
I
is
love
art.
that.
This is expression. And you get, this is your safe space with me.
So
That's
you're
nice.
just a classic example of you never had that safe space.
Aye.
Dancing definitely was
Yeah.
that space, and there's teachers I've had who I'm like,
Were
those
your mum and
teachers
dad
caring
together?
for me. No, they split up when I was like 4,
Right.
and then I had like a situation where I was going to my dad's every
Yeah.
second weekend, and you were really afraid of him burning the house down
Yeah,
and
that's sad.
Aye.
Yeah.
and all
that's
these
sad.
things. But then my mum had
I
her
can
own
relate to that.
issues, and I do have compassion because I'm like, it must be so hard
Yeah.
to be a single mum and be on your own, and your ex-husband's abusive and all this. But
Yeah.
I'm also like, but I was a child in all this too and didn't ask for any of this.
Yeah.
Like,
Aye.
come on.
And
So
you've
I
had
think
to
it takes
navigate
you
that.
growing up with that. Like, obviously, you grew up a wee bit better, like, or whatever. But when you grow, you always think, why was I not enough? Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
100%.
They
Yeah.
spin it. Like, why wasn't I enough? And I know it's an illness, and I know, but like, you've got a choice.
It's heartbreaking.
It's hard when it's a choice.
You break your
So there's
child's heart.
kids,
Yeah.
there's people that get illnesses and whatever else, right? Like, they don't ask for it.
Mm-hmm.
See, when there's like an addiction involved or drink involved, that's how I'll always say, if you're not at that addictive stage and a child's coming to you going, you're drinking too much, listen. Do you know what I mean? Listen to
Listen to them.
them. 100%.
And that's just speaking from experience.
That's
Or
what
if
I
your
mean.
child
Yeah.
is trying to tell you that there's something you do that really hurts their
Hurts them,
heart, hurts their
change it.
soul, they are trying to tell you to fix their relationship with you.
Yeah.
Change it.
Because
Don't-
nobody will try harder than a child
Oh,
trying to get the love and
100%.
attention
Well,
for
you're-
their parent.
You'll know that. And I used
100%.
to, I mean, my mum's a great mum. I used to, I still do it. Like, I try and please my mum as best as I can. Do you know what I mean? Like, but my dad, I done it to a certain extent. I always wanted, as I say, climbing up the veranda to make sure he's okay and all that and whatever. Like, pouring bottles of vodka and stuff down the sink so that you wouldn't drink that and filling it with water and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, because I loved my dad. I mean, I was a
Of
dad
course you
skinner.
did.
Like,
Uh-huh.
I always remember sitting on like,
That's you try to protect him. as a
I
wee
used to
girl.
always remember sitting on like a chair like this with him, and like, I would be sitting here, like, and I'd be like head massaging him and stuff, and I would be talking about how like one day I would ask him all these questions, and he would be like, "You should become a lawyer when you're older." And I was like, "I'd love to become a lawyer." So I think like when Chloe said she wanted to become a lawyer, like I was like, "Oh,
Aye, like
she's
this
pure."
resonates.
Like, my dad's pure, yeah. Like, but I've learned now. Like, I went through a pure phase where I was like, I really dislike you for doing that. Not hated him, but I just really disliked him for that. And if you've got two parents like that, you're on your own.
Aye. You can only imagine the impact on the mental health of a
Yeah.
child feeling that
Yep.
I don't feel loved, I don't feel
Well, if I didn't have
support.
my gran, I don't think I would
Yeah.
be here today.
Aye.
And that's
That's
it.
what I mean. So your wee granny saved you, and that's where parents feel when they are doing stuff where they should pick up on this. Kids are so truthful. Like, yeah, you get bratty kids, right, or whatever else, but you
But
need to
sometimes
watch.
as a bratty child got something going on.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that way, you know,
So see
fighting for
for me,
attention or love, you know.
I know with Ali, when Ali's having a meltdown, I'm like, something happened in school, like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I genuinely come to and even like with Chloe and Brooke, I'm always like, if you've got something on your mind, come and speak to me. We might have different like stuff about, but
Opinions,
you know what?
uh-huh.
We'll talk about it. We'll get in
Absolutely.
it. I would hate for them to go to bed at night and have something really heavy on them and feel as if they
Scared
can't
to
come.
say.
Yeah, do you know
Because
what I
I
mean?
always say that to Kai and Poppy as well. Like, I might moan about
Yeah,
you've not brought your
We all
dishes down,
do.
you've not done this, but when shit hits the fan,
you're there.
I'll listen.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'll listen
You're their
before I
safe
shout.
space.
Do you know? And I think if you've got two parents that can work like that, amazing.
Yeah, be great.
But if
I
you've
love
got
the
no
fact you
parents
said
that
that
do
about
that,
that app though. I think we should highlight that app because that
the
might be,
parallel
that might be so
parenting.
good for folk like that app.
that
Yeah.
can't manage.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what would be good if there was almost like a mediocre like in the middle of that app? You send your thing. and
ChatGPT.
I'll agree. I might actually do that. I might create a WhatsApp, right? Then the man will send me the thing. The woman will send me the thing.
You
and then I'll
analyse
just
it.
answer it.
I will help
just
you.
just
We'll liaison for you right there.
I'll
there.
probably say something
scheduler.
completely different. I'll be like, wait a minute, none of yous have got star cheese.
Like they'd be the scheduler, like
Aye,
guy.
I'll be the. I'm
Me
like,
at
you're kind of
iPlay at
comedy.
1.
I've got 50 parents here.
like put it in their 3 times. Meet at iPlay at 1 PM.
Aye, exactly.
Just send
Yep.
to all.
I'll be outside, take the way for the car, walking the way in. Do you know what? But like, I would do that for any of my pals because
Aye.
I think like to have somebody in the middle is great if you can't.
Aye, if you can.
But they can switch off from it. So like as I'm saying with that teen mum, where that mum's maybe a bit too involved because it's her son. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if you've got somebody that can be totally mutual and just say, right, Mon, I'm here for the wee and let's go. Like,
Aye.
there doesn't need to be that.
I think it's kind of pathetic to be a grown man though and not be able have to have your mum to step
know,
in and help you
I
be
know.
a good dad to your
I
own
know.
children.
Yeah. I
And I
was watch-
hate when the mum, like that mum, as I said, she'll just defend him. And I'm like,
She's an
stop
enabler.
fucking
Aye.
defending him.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Turn around and say, I raised you better than that.
Yeah.
Like,
I was watching something and it was basically like this dad basically saying when he goes to pick the kids up, he won't go in the house, like he'll stay in the garden because 1, it's not my house anymore. 2, when you go in the house, you know, I'll maybe go in for the toilet if I need the toilet,
Yeah.
but 2, you then get the child going, come see my room, and then it becomes that confusion.
Yeah.
And then if
That's
that
sad,
person's
innit?
got a new partner, that's almost like his house.
Yeah.
So then I'm overstating my boundaries, and I'm like, that's such a mature
It
way.
is.
And although it'd be so nice to go in and see the kids' rooms and all that, you're
Yeah.
given that
Given
false sense, you know, my dad's in my house, my dad's in my room, when he's like, I've got no reason to be inside their house, you know.
sad, isn't it? Because even with Christmas stuff, like if you're not in a good talking space with them and you are a good dad or you are a good mum, you just don't speak. How do you have that conversation of what Santa brings and is
Aye.
it time to tell them about Santa and
Do
all
you think
that?
that's sad? How
See-
many kids have woke up on Christmas morning and opened the same things in 2 houses?
Aye.
Mum and dad don't
See, that
talk?
kind of brings me to that TikTok that you had shared me, and it was that girl in the car, and she was absolutely
Oh, that
breaking her
was
heart,
horrendous.
crying, and the dad was basically saying to the kids like Santa's not real and all that kind of
Oh,
stuff, and she was
horrendous.
just like absolutely breaking her heart, crying like, what's going on? Like, why are we having these conversations when
Yeah.
it's no something that I wanted and all that kind of stuff?
I know how I felt when Ali got to that stage. I mean, I always remember because obviously I do balloons and it was Elf on the Shelf and there was 90 elves.
And she's like, wait a minute, the calculator.
How do I wangle this?
There was 90 elves in my hut in the back, and she was like,
There's something happened.
her wee elf was called Tom, and she's like,
What's
what's
Tom?
happened to Tom?
Where's Tom? Where's what?
Tell me you've seen that video, and it's like the woman's weddings are like screaming like blue murder, like "Ah," and she comes in and they're like the wee ones, like the littlest one, the wee toddlers touch the
head
elf
off?
on the shelf,
Oh.
and they're pure Santa's gonna know, Santa's
I
gonna know.
think I've seen that.
And she's pure dying because obviously you tell them if they touch
You're
the
not
elf,
supposed to
It's the
touch
magic
it.
anymore.
it loses the magic.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
I wanted to create this year. I don't
Here
know
we
if I
go.
want to say this in case somebody
Here we
copies
go.
my idea. If you copy my idea, I'm going to know, so you know that, right?
Copywriting it.
I am copywriting it right now.
You heard it here
Trading
first.
I wanted to create, do you know how when kids are at that age where they know that the elf's not real? I wanted to create the naughty elf that winds up the siblings and the mum and dad. So basically you would have the elf with a list, and the kid would go down and do that stuff itself at night. So it would set it up. So like, Ali would come down the stair and set up the naughty elf doing stuff, and then like Chloe Brooke would go down the next day and see it. Do you know what I mean? So it kept it alive for another couple of years, and it means that she gets to go down and do all the naughty stuff with the elf. So,
That's quite a good
like she would do
idea.
like Nutella on the worktop and all
But
that.
do you know
and-
what? It got to a certain point with me where I
Forget.
forgot. Like,
So dumb.
if I forgot or I ran out of ideas.
Yeah.
I was like,
so I would
"Oh,
put him in
fucking
jail
little
for a wee
bastard."
while. I would. So I'd put him in the wee box and say, oh, he's locked in there for like 3 nights or whatever, just so that. But Chloe,
Broke its leg.
they were going to my mum's, and Ali would phone me and go, what's self done? Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, come on.
Aye.
Then I'm still having to do
See,
stuff.
see, during COVID, we made up like this a wee testing centre,
Ah.
and our two
Oh,
elves had COVID, so
that's
they couldn't come
funny.
out for 2 weeks.
Oh,
It was
that's
fucking
so
great.
good.
That's genius.
That was
so
like the
good.
first 2 weeks of
That's genius.
December. So it had
so
like it was like we made like the NHS test and trace sign,
Kills that.
and we had
Didn't
like
Paul have had a great
well,
COVID
that-
I know
experience?
Star Cheese, but an
I
NHS
know.
testing
and
service.
we had
Yes.
like wee water. In fact, it was actually the wee bottles that you pass urine in.
Right, your kid on
So
your
we had two of
multi-day
them.
walk.
That's funny.
I know this is probably Paul more than me. And it had like we had wee cotton buds in
Oh,
that,
that-
and it was like we might think we might have COVID and
It's all
stuff.
that stuff, but your weans are going to turn around.
Aye, and
go,
remember,
and
aye.
remember. So see, mums that are sitting in the house, honestly struggling with co-parenting, and you're doing all these wee bits and
But
bobs,
it's
all
that's the
these wee
stuff that
memories.
make.
Honestly, your kid's going to be sitting with the point. It goes to high school and go, my mum used to do this. My mum used to do this. Let that other person. Like,
I let them
be a-
let them be.
I let them be.
The let them theory.
Aye, let them
yeah.
absolutely like
That
let
is
them.
so
And
true.
that goes for
You just
co-parenting as well.
concentrate, you and the kids, in the memories you create in your household. Listen, we can't control everybody. It would be fantastic if we could, because it should be 50-50 pain wise, should be 50-50 time wise, and that kid should be able to look out when they're doing a play or they're doing a dance show or they're doing a
see
football
you both
tournament
there.
and see you both there.
I know.
And it's no your fault if you can't get both of you there because you're only 50%
Time's a
of that.
healer as well, and it doesn't last forever.
It
do
doesn't
you know
last
what I mean?
forever. It doesn't. You get over it, and do you know what? I live by something better's coming, and I say that to my kids. If they go for something and they don't get it, something better's coming.
Good things fall apart, so better things can go
I
together.
love that.
Me too.
That's better than the
Yeah,
crack head.
really
Yeah,
good.
It's better than the
That's
cat
a lot
comment
better than the crack comment.
that you made up.
I know. I'm googling that. I definitely think it was something like.
Google it now because I need to see.
No, honestly, it
I
was
had
definitely
tears
something
streaming down
like.
my face. You can't see a
um,
crackhead foot crack or
Wait a
something.
minute, no, it says it's something like don't make excuses because you never see a crackhead with foot crack. You never see a crackhead turn around and say, I've not got any money for crack. Right, I'm Googling this.
Hopefully nobody picks up your phone. I'm
know.
googling crackheads.
I know, like, what's your search history?
Oh,
What
is
the
she a
fuck?
crackhead? She's telling people not to get steaming in front of their weddings and she's fucking
And
taking
she's
the
actually on the crack.
Crackhead always having money for crack. No excuse, I'm going to write that.
You see what happens.
Like, chat, make me that the new chat.
Make this legit.
Have you ever heard of a crackhead say, I have no money, I'm not going to smoke today? No, you have not. They always find a way to do it. So don't let a crackhead out hustle you. I'm going to that's my screensaver.
Don't let your crackhead ex tell them
Motivational
tell you you've not got any
speeches.
money for your Wayne shoes.
Exactly. 30 fucking quid. I'll 30 quid you.
Aye, we
I
can
need
still
that as
get
like a
weed.
Pinterest post with like
Exactly.
nice
Aye,
font
pure
and loud colours.
inspirational
We should
quote.
do like a, we
inspiration.
should get a board. We should actually get a board and start pinning stuff to the board. People should send us stuff and we should be quote of the week. we'll stick it on the board.
It's got to be funny
Yeah.
quotes like that,
It's gotta
but
be
because
Uh-huh.
that was fucking hilarious.
Don't let a crackhead out.
I thought you made it up. It was just so like we were in deep conversation and I'm like
You
pissing
do
myself.
realise now when you doubt yourself, I'm going to be like, don't let a crackhead
Aye, listen, hen, don't let a crackhead
Hustle you.
out hustle you.
hustle you.
We're going to get this clipped and then the caption's going to be "Don't let a crack."
I know, 100%.
That might be controversial. People
100%.
might be a bit offended.
I know they'll be like that. What?
Oh well, I've enjoyed that chat. Like co-parenting, I think we could probably go on for
Aye.
5, 6, 7 episodes on co-parenting because it's just such a big topic.
100%. And I just think, do you know what? And I always say at the end of everyone, because I hate the fact that it's only our opinion. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
We're not like, we're
We're
not
not
always
qualified
right.
to give the
Yeah, and we're not always right. We are just speaking on things like this is a subject that probably doesn't really hit us with that when we can't really comment a lot on, but we've had so many people reach out to us, and that's the whole point of it.
And I think that's why we want your input.
Yeah,
It's just things that we spoke about. So how long does it actually take to get to a good place?
Yeah.
Co-parenting. What was the other one?
I wanted to know about successful co-parenting. Like, can you tell
good
me?
stories,
Good
positive
stories.
stories.
Uh-huh.
Aye,
I
we
want to
know
hear
about-
some positive stories because it's going to be good for people sitting at home thinking that now am I ever going to get to
Yeah.
that stage, for you to then come in and go, by the way,
Everything's
it does get
completely
better.
anonymous as well, and obviously everything that you've heard over the last 2 episodes, if you feel that you've got something to say, just say it. We'll
Yeah.
keep everything completely anonymous
Yeah,
because
we
it might
just- we
help
do.
other people.
And if you want to, like, if you don't want to send it to the Mums on the Run page, send it directly to me or Michelle, and we'll hit up on it. But just keep going. As I said, you're making your household that safe space
Yeah.
for your child is the biggest priority that you can have. If you feel as if, like, you actually need to chat, drop us a message. Do you know what I
Aye.
mean? We'll both reply back. We're both very good at that.
Yeah.
We're in it together. We're all mums.
Yeah, we are.
We're
And but nobody, like I said before, if nobody's actually really got their shit together and social media and things like that maybe make it seem as if, but we're all
Aye,
struggling
we're
and
all
we're all
struggling.
the amount of people
Doesn't
that's reached
matter.
out to us and going,
Oh,
oh my
100%.
God, I can't believe, even private messages.
How
not
many
in,
type B mums is there? But
oh, there's
There's
hundreds.
hundreds.
One of type B.
I was like,
Yes.
where's my
Are people? Hello?
I'm like, where's my people? I think it's just me and
They're
her.
the packed lunches that get
Just me,
sent
huh?
in. That's your people.
Honestly, me and her. That's it.
Aye.
Do you know what? It's
She's
just
A+ though.
aye. She's A. Oh, I hate
A
that.
plus. Aye.
I'm getting
A
into
plus
some
plus.
funky stuff now because I hate that.
You're
I
up
need
your
that
game.
plus. I need
You're
that
up your
plus.
game.
Are you feeling competitive?
That's it, aye.
She's leveling
You
up.
started this. Chris will be raging.
But so many people messaged in saying, I can't believe this is so relatable.
Yeah.
The chat's so relatable. So you are not alone, although you might think it, you might not see it in the comments and stuff like that because people are messaging us
100%.
privately. So it's been good to chat
It
about
is.
stuff.
It's a safe space. That's
We are a safe space.
And you both heard us having chats with, you've heard us both having chats where we don't always agree with everything together,
Aye,
and it's
no.
a healthy
Balance.
healthy chat.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? Not everything needs to lead to an argument because that's
Totally.
exactly what the internet
Aye.
wants.
And we both
happens.
parents lot
Aye,
differently
we
as
parent
well.
different, but it's the
There's
same
no right
outcome.
or wrong way. The
No,
All
children,
mums are
it's the same outcome.
valid.
Yes.
absolutely.
Do you know, I was thinking about this through the week because I was thinking about how like different you sounded as mums and stuff.
Yeah.
But I was like, see, at the end of the day, see, as long as you love your kids,
Exactly.
The kids are happy.
And that's
you
the
put them
biggest part of
first.
this and the biggest part of the co-parenting chat, because you can only do 50% of the work. It's not up to you to get this other 50% to, I mean, I see mums trying to drag at least 10% out this other person.
Yeah,
Just you do your 50%.
yeah.
yeah,
I know
And
the
the kids
majority of the
will know.
time you're doing 100%, let's face it.
Yeah.
But if you're just giving your good energy to that child, that's what they're going to remember.
Aye,
So, yeah.
100%.
Any stories or anything, and as I said, it's a safe space to talk. We don't repeat names unless it's a voice note or whatever, and you kind of want that. But just hit us up and hit subscribe.
Follow, subscribe, tell everybody about us, and
Yeah, get it on in the cart. Tag us, send a wee picture. I mean, obviously we had loads of that double chin stuff. getting tagged. I mean, I actually had my friend text me. I was showing her. Wait, I'll show you the way I was looking at you. I was showing. She texted me and she was like, "Right, Sharon." She's like, "Were you raging with that person?" She's like, the way they were talking. She's like, "Or do you need glasses?" I said, "I do need glasses." And she was like, "Yeah," because she's like, "Look at the way you're looking. Look at that."
stop. That's so funny.
And it's pure good to see everybody like tuning in and watching us, and you
Yeah.
know, like on their tellies
It's
and stuff
surreal,
like that.
but
Yeah.
do you know what? It's relevant, and do you know what as well? A lot of kids are listening because, as I said, a lot of kids
Yeah.
for Ali's team and that listen. So it's good for them to listen as well and go, there's
my
more
mum
than just
feeling
me
like
like that.
that.
There's
Aye.
more than my mum and there. So yeah, get in touch, guys. Anything you want to show us, Lunchables or any more real chat, we're here for it, and we'll let you know next week or the week after what the next episode will be.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.